Well, in a continuing conversation about peace, to bring forth peace on earth, we've suggested that first we need each to bring forth peace within ourself. That requires that first we speak, that we create peace within ourselves. If you have created creation, then from creation, which is nothing, which has no history, then you can create peace within yourself. So first, perhaps consider speaking, that you create peace within yourself. That will allow you to see where you are presently bringing forth war, bringing forth violence. It's not necessarily your fault. There's no fault to it. Fault implies blame. There's no blame. There is, however, 100% responsibility, to be responsible for the wars, the rapings of women, the fights, the killings, I'm a man, you're a woman, I'm from America, we're the greatest. Make America great again, as if it ever was great. So all of the dynamics needed will manifest for you if first you create peace within yourself. As a suggestion, creating peace within yourself does not instill peace within yourself instantly, as like in a miracle blip. It will, however, set the dynamic, as I said earlier, in place for you to discover all of your violence, all of the places where you are bringing forth the wars, the killings. As I've said several times earlier in our conversations, we say that we love our children, and then we prepare our children for the world. Do you see the insanity of that? If we loved our children, we would prepare the world for our children. Hello, Jim. So, I can't read that. I got to figure a way to get the typing a little bit bigger. I think it's Cole, David Cole. Hello, David. Let me see here. David Cole. Hello, and Jim. So, the consideration that you might have is that it's the other people, it's them that's causing the wars, it's them that's causing the problems, when indeed it's you. It's your own violence, it's your own violent way of being. So if you can begin this possibility of bringing forth peace on earth with yourself, with the discovery that if you get angry, if you get mad at someone, if your feelings get hurt, poor baby, then it's you who is a robot. It is you who is bringing forth the violence on this planet. In the dimension of creation, of intelligence and truth, there is no jealousy, there is no anger, there's no fighting and arguing. There's only the collective movement towards perfection, which, by the way, our universe is in the collective movement towards perfection, to perfect itself. We, somewhere along the line a few thousand years ago, got derailed. We moved from creation, intelligence, and truth. We went across that, as we've spoken before, that chasm, that big black hole, over to knowledge, thought, and belief. There can be no peace on earth. There can be no peace within when you live from knowledge, thought, and belief. And we, for thousands of years, have been trapped in knowledge, thought, invented belief. As I've said earlier in our conversations, the place to start would be the weakest point of those three things. The weakest point of the three things is belief. So if you can remove every belief that you have, belief in a God, belief in a Buddha, belief in a, who knows, Muslim, what is that guy, Muhammad. Yeah, that's right. Don't make fun of Muhammad, though, because they'd be like making fun of Donald Trump or making fun of Hitler. They're all the same. Get you in trouble. So if you truly see that we need peace on earth, then you will perhaps start with yourself, because you are the world. There's really only one of us, divided into millions. Today, I guess 7.28379.5 billion pieces. So if first we can fuse ourself, by fuse ourself I mean fuse our thought and our action together so that they're one, then there would be one entity, not the thought and then the belief and then, you see. I call that fusion, the movement together of thought and action. In other words, in the now, there's only one movement. There's not the thought about being wonderful or what you're going to do in the future or what you did in the past. There's only the movement of the present. What is this? As a famous guy once said, this. I assume this means what's here right now. So what I need to do here, I can tell because I like to have these people that are coming in, but I can't read the, I can put my glasses on and read the, how is it possible to be derailed when we are the universe? Perfect question. The answer is we are derailed. We are derailed, you see. We are out of sync with the universe. Another way of putting it is we are the flaw in the perfection of the universe. For something to be perfect, it must have a flaw. For something to be perfect, it must have one part of everything that is available in the universe. And there's one thing that's perhaps the most important. That's the flaw. And in this case, we are the flaw in the movement of perfection of the universe. Because we lost our way, as Krishnamurti said, we made a wrong move. Or as the Bible says, we moved from the Garden of Eden we ate the fruit of knowledge. Does that sound kind of familiar? So in this movement of perfection that the universe is experiencing, we are the flaw. Now, if we were to discover our own flaw, then we would fuse. We would become one with ourself. There wouldn't be this thing called past, present, and future. There would only be what is this, what is now, the now. That's not to say that there wouldn't have been something that happened before, and there might be something that happens in the future. But what we would end is what we have been doing for thousands of years. In our now, our present moment, if you will, what we do is we take our history and we throw it, that's a strange way of putting it, into our future. So we're ever and always repeating our past. And that's why we go from war to war to war, killing, maiming, and murdering. I'm going to have to get a way of putting that lettering up so I don't have to stop and put these things on. If you could stop making up stories about the universe is doing, oh Lord. So at any rate, if we could actually see where it is that we are, then we would realize that we are the flaw of the universe. And then we could collectively create peace on earth. Now here's the problem with that. We're filled with idiots who know everything. They know everything. If you would jabba. They don't check. They don't doubt. They don't not know anything. They know everything. The greatest, let's call it challenge that I have had over 41 years is the speaking with people who already have their filter, who already know everything. They've already figured it out. They already know that Buddha is this or God is that, Muhammad is this and that. They already have it. They're already, so when they hear me speak, they, oh, yep. They don't listen for the words. They don't look to where the words are pointing. They just have arguments to point out how smart they are, how much they know everything. The actual state of listening happens when you don't know anything. You see, if you listen through your filters, then you'll filter out anything that you consider to be wrong, and you'll keep all the stuff that you consider to be right, and you'll remain a robot. You'll remain an idiot who brings forth war after war after war. We've been doing that for thousands of years. And for thousands of years, we have been saying it's them. But it isn't. It's us. Because there isn't any them. There's only us. However, each individual, we are so stuck in our knowledge, in our thoughts, and in our beliefs that we have no space to hear anything new. By new, I mean never having been before. No Buddha, no God, no Jesus, not even a talking snake or women that pop out virgins. Wait a minute. Virgins that pop out babies. So, is it possible for any of you listening to delineate, to negate, to delete everything that you know and listen? If you can't, then you might consider taking a look at every place that you disagree with me. And every place that you disagree with me, you are wrong. Well, actually, there's no such thing as wrong. You've just made a mistake. Because it's not me, it's not the messenger, it is the message. A universal truth is spoken, and people argue. Oh my God, that they argue and they fight. They say, oh no, all we got to do is wait, and the chariot of fire is going to, our chariot's going to come down, and they're going to throw all the bad people in the lake of fire, and they're going to keep all the good. All we have to do is, you see, the silliness, the stupidity of all of it. The already knowing everything. All right, at any rate, I need to figure out a way of, besides wearing those glasses, because they reflect off of this, they give me a whole another domain of things to happen, because when I put them on, then you see that flashing, and I can see pretty well without them, but I can't see that real tiny lettering, so maybe I can figure out a way to do that. A perfect experience of creating within yourself peace. I need to inject here that right now you are violence filled. Everything that you do is from violence.